לעילוי נשמה, Yosef's father-in-law's mother, Tamar bat Liza, Shema Shel Ben Aliyah. Okay, so in the Mishnah, Masechet Sotah, it talks about all the things that happens when the Sanhedrin was batel, when there's no more Sanhedrin, and when there's no more Beit HaMikdash, and it lists a huge list of all the things that the Jewish nation that we lost. Like we know that every generation that goes on, there's Yeridat HaDorot. There's more and more things that we lose, if it's Torah or if it's the Zechuyot of the Tzaddikim. The Mishnah says, when the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, Pasku Anshe Omana. The Anshe Omana was no more. What's Anshe Omana? Says Rashi, Anshe Omana Botchim Ba'akadosh Baruch Hu. Remember, this is in the times of the Gemara. Imagine all the people that came afterwards. But of course, it was extremely high level that they have bitachon in Hashem. Says Rashi, "Vesomchim alav la'asot tov," and they're on Hashem. Everything Hashem do, Hashem is going to do only good. All right, they're not worried from all the things that's going to happen in the world. And what else? Ve'en doagim lechisaron. They're not doeg. They're not worrying about any lacking. And the Mefarshim explain. You go in the Rishonim, and they talk about that when a person, of course, if he has the ability, he has the money, he spends on a good etrog, he spends money on a mezuzah, he spends nicely for the mitzvot, for Hashem's Torah, for Hashem's mitzvot. I wasn't sure if I was able to bring out this point I want to bring out, but I spoke to Rabbi Avraham Shor Shlita today, and I asked him, and he gave me the approval, gave me the askama. The Torah in Dvarim, before I bring the Dvarim, we know we're in the 3 weeks between Shiva Asar B'Tammuz and the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av, destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. And we know there are many things that happened, but the main thing was because of Sinat Chinam. That Sinat Chinam, that baseless hatred, you know, maybe you talk a little bit different, you're a little bit taller, a little bit shorter, a little bit different skin tone, right, the color. So how do we do this? Just to bring also a Mishnah that says in Sotah, it says regarding Egel Arufa. Egel Arufa is, if there was a dead person, a person that died on the way, and we don't know who killed him. So the Sanhedrin comes and they measure where the dead body is, the closest city that's near there, and the closest city, the Sanhedrin brings an Egel, brings a calf, and they chop off the neck of the Egel, and there's a whole process. And then it says that the Sanhedrin, it's a machloket, if all the Sanhedrin, that we would have a Hava Amina. What's the Hava Amina? What's our thought to even think that the Sanhedrin would kill somebody, right? So the Gemara says, and all the Mefarshim explain, that they're basically saying, we didn't refrain, meaning Lu Yitzir, if it was to be that this guy would come and we would give him food and drink, we wouldn't send him away without food and drink, bring him into our house, give him food and drink, and also Levaya, to escort the person, because the Mefarshim explained that escorting the person, it gives him a special shmira. Of course, you know, giving a person food and water, 100%, you're giving him tzedakah, 100%, that's very important. But what's greater than giving a person tzedakah? Tzedakah is just physical money. What's greater than that is giving him the Torah Kedosha. When you give someone Torah, you're giving him Chayei Netzach. And where do we see this? In the Torah, in Vayikra, in Bahar. It's in Perek Chafhei, Pasuk Lamedei. It says, V'chi amuch achicha. If your brethren, one of the Yidden, one of the Yehudim, they become poor, they're going down in their nechasim, they're going down in their parnasah. You should help him. Okay. So the Pashup Pshat is, yes, give tzedakah, help the poor, 100%. But says the Or HaChaim HaKadosh beautifully, and he says it's talking about the person's ruchniut, it's talking about the person's spirituality. And he brings the Gemara, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in Nazir, exactly right now, Nedarim Memi Aleph Amar Aleph, and he says that En ani ela min haTorah v'mitzvot. A person could have all the riches, all the wealth in the world, but he doesn't have Torah, he is the poorest person in the world. En ani ela min haTorah v'mitzvot. So what's greater? Giving a person, teaching him. So you could say a word like this, that no matter what's the Ahavat Chinam right now? Ahavat Chinam. love one another, that you teach. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Hasidish, Litvak, you're Sfaradi, doesn't matter. We teach everyone Torah. We bring them closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And where do we see this further? In Parashat Ki Tetzeh in Dvarim, in Perek Chav Bet, Pasuk Aleph. Sure, we should know a lot about this. It says, Lo tireh et shor achicha o et sayo nidachim. You shouldn't see your friend's ox and donkey, and it's going on the way, and it's getting lost from its master. And don't look the other way, right? Sometimes you have to look, but right. So don't look the other way. Hashem teshivim lechicha. Bring it back to the Yid. Bring it back to the Jew. So again, Pashup Shad is you see someone's item that's lost, and or the shor, and you know what it is. Bring it back. The Pashup Shad says the Ocham HaKadosh again leshitato in his shita, and he says that's talking about another Yid, another Jew. And why does it say shor? Why does it say animal? It says a person that's not osek b'Torah, he's like an animal. So you go to this person that's like shor, but he's also achicha, he's your brother, and bring him back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is the main point. Yes, 100% mitzvah tzedakah. But what's greater than that? Especially now, we have to be marbeh b'Torah and teach the Torah, and that's how we get Abat Chinam. And just to end off the last lines in the Gemara, and again it continues to say all of the things that we lost when the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, and different Tanaim. Even the Tanaim, when they passed away, we lost Anava, we lost humbleness, we lost Yirat Chet, right? So just finish off. Meshemet Rebbe, when Rebbe passed away, Batla Anava. There's no more Anava, no one's humble anymore. V'yireh Chet, and there's no more that's fearing Hashem. The Gemara concludes and it says, Amar le Rav Yosef, Latana lo titni Anava. Rav Yosef says, don't bring this in the Mishnah. Don't learn this. Why? Because he says, Deika Ana. I am, says Rav Yosef, I am Anav. Even though Rebbe passed away, but there's still me. Rav Yosef says, I'm Anav. What? The Farshim say, how do you say I am Anav? What does that mean? So the Rishonim explain that just because a person knows where he's holding in his level of Ruchaniyut and spirituality, that's not taking away, that's not detracting that he's not Anav, he's humble. But what is it? That he doesn't ask for kavod, he doesn't want any honor. That's what it is. And then he says, Amar le Rav Nachman, Latanu lo titni yirat chet. Don't put in yirat chet, that when Rebbe died, there's no more yirat chet. Why? Deika ana. There's me, Rav Nachman says, that he was yirat chet. Hadron alach, Meseret Sotah. Hadron alach, דעתך עלן, מסרת סעודה ודעתך עלן, לא נתשם מנך, מסרת סעודה לא נתשם מנן, לא בעם הדין ולא בעם הדעתה. הדרן הלך מסרת סעודה והדרך עלן, דעתן הלך מסרת סעודה ודעתך עלן, לא נתשם מנך, מסרת סעודה לא נתשם מנן, לא בעם הדין ולא בעם הדעתה. הדרן הלך מסרת סעודה והדרן הלך, דעתך עלן, מסרת סעודה ודעתך עלן, לא נתשם מנך, מסרת סעודה לא נתשם מנן, לא בעם הדין ולא בעם הדעתה. יהי רצון לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהינו, שתהא תורתך ואמונתנו בעולם הזה, ותהא עמנו לעולם הבא. חנינא בר פפא, רמי בר פפא, נחמן בר פפא, אחי בר פפא, אבא בר פפא, אבא מרי בר פפא, רפם בר פפא, רכיש בר פפא, סורחב בר פפא, אדר בר פפא, דרו בר פפא. הערב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפיות עמך בית ישראל, והנה כולנו, אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו ידי שמך ולמד תורתך לשמה. מאוהבי תחכמני מצוותיך כי לעולם היא לי, יהי ליבי תמיד לחוקיך למען לא אבוש, לעולם לא אשכח פקודיך כי בם חייתני, ברוך אתה אדוני למדני חוקיך. אמן אמן אמן, סלע ועד. מודים אנחנו לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, ששמת חלקנו מיושבי בית המדרש, ולא שמת חלקנו מיושבי קרנות, שאנו משקיעים והם משקיעים. אנו משקיעים דברי תורה והם משקיעים דברים בטלים. אנו עמלים והם עמלים. אנו עמלים והם מקבלים שכר והם עמלים ואינם מקבלים שכר. אנו רצים והם רצים. אנו רצים לחיי עולם הבא, והם רצים לבר שחת, שנאמר ואתה אלוהים תורידם לבר שחת, אנשי דמים ומרמה לא יחצו ימיהם ואני אבטח בך. יהי רצון לפניך אדוני אלוהי, כשם שעזרתנו לסיים מסכת סוטה, כן תעזרני להתחיל מסכתות וספרים אחרים ולסיים ללמוד וללמד, לשמור ולעשות ולקיים את כל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה וזכות כל התנאים והאמוראים ותלמידי חכמים יעמוד לי ולזרי, שלא תמוש התורה מפי ומפי זרי וזרע הזרי על עולם, ותתקיים בי ותלך ותנחה אותך ושוך בך תשמור עליך והקיצות היא תשיחך, כי בי ירבו ימיך בשמחה שנות חיים, אור ימי ימינה ושמאלה אושר וכבוד. אדוני עוז לנו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. יתקדל ויתקדש, שמי רבה. בעלמא הוא דעתיד להתחדתה ולהחיה, מטעה ולהסקה לחיי עלמא, לבני קרתה לירושלים משלל ולשכלל, יחלה בגבה ולמעקה ופולחנן ימכורה מהרע ולהטבה פולחנה דשמיא להתרא וימליך וקודשא בריחו ומלכותי ויקרא וישמח וכלה וכן משיחי. וחייתון וגם יכול וחי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב עמו אמן. תהא שרי רבה לברך לעולם לעלמי עלמי יתברך